This is Hiker Dude Dad. Good morning. I am walking down an unassuming road in northeast Pennsylvania. A little bit of snow. I'm headed to a state park, and this park has the potential to be one of the most beautiful in Pennsylvania, if not the most unique. All right, so we are at Big Pocono State Park. It is about 1,300 acres on top of Camelback Mountain. So Camelback Mountain probably rings a bell. There is a ginormous ski resort on the north slope of this mountain. On November 15th, 7 days ago, they started making snow. There's a scenic drive up here that's like 1.5 miles around the summit of the mountain, but that's blocked off. As soon as they start making snow, they actually block that off. They need to keep traffic down, actually. We're in Monroe County, starting on the south side of the mountain here. We'll work our way east out on a trail called the Indian Trail. That should give us an amazing eastern view of 3 states: Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey. And then I'll loop back on the north side. Hopefully we can see some of that Camelback action. All right, so I just got to where I wanted to park, but here's the trail I want to take here. South Trail / Vista Trail. So into the woods we go. And shouldn't be too far till we get our first view. All right, so as we turn onto the South Trail, it's going to run east and west here on the south side of the summit. Got this rock here. And check it out. Oh, you know, I love my overlooks. This is amazing. Looking south towards the Pocono Mountains. So I think we're looking down at the probably Kittatinny Ridge at this point, Blue Mountain Ridge. I'm thinking that's a gap probably that I crossed on the AT and PA. I'm gonna do a little map looking here. Oh, I know what that gap is because I'm pretty sure that is an AT gap, and there's a lake down below too, right in here. Let's check and see what that is. So the lake down there is Mountain Springs Lake. Mountain Springs Resort surrounds it, and off in the distance, our gap right here is Wind Gap, and we drove up through there on the way up here. Route 33 runs through it. But yeah, definitely crossed that when I did the AT last year. The summit here on Camelback is 2,123 feet. That makes it the highest place that we'll be on this trip. All right, so we found our Indian Trail over here at the east side. All the parking and everything is over towards the west. But we're gonna walk east here, still along the south edge of the summit. But this should go out to an eastern lookout where we can see a couple states. The trail is very rocky here, giving me some AT and PA PTSD here. I think most of this year I've actually tried to avoid rocky trails, probably subconsciously, but man, this has the little ankle turners, 35-degree angles, and just solid rock trails. It gave me nightmares last year. Thought I heard one earlier, but most of the time, whenever I think I hear a deer, it's like 2 squirrels wrestling or something. So I saw them with my eyes. I just couldn't get at 10 times zoom. I couldn't locate them in my camera. I'm going that way though. Nice rock steps here that are carved. Placed, I should say. But right down in here is where the deer would be, but I'm sure they have run halfway down the mountain by now. So Big Pocono State Park is on land which was owned by Henry Cattell near the turn of the 20th century. He was very fond of the view from up here, 2,100 feet. He knew that others would share his love for this view. So he constructed a stone cabin on the summit in 1908. The Cattell cabin was left unlocked for years. You could come and use it as a shelter by anyone who wanted to. In 1928, 12 years after Henry Cattell passed away, the Pennsylvania Game Commission purchased the area. So we'll get over to the other side. There's a lot of Camelback operations up here, you know, the top of the lifts and things like that. There's a place called the Summit House that I might eat at. I didn't have much of a breakfast today. In 1950, the land on the steep north slope was leased to Big Pocono Skiing Incorporated and became Camelback Mountain Ski Resort. A couple years later, in 1953, this 1,300-acre portion of the mountain, including the ski area at least, was acquired by the DCNR for the purpose of developing a state park at the mountain summit. In 1954, after they built out restrooms and fireplaces, picnic sites, all that, and the scenic drive loop, paved that, then the area was opened to the public as Big Pocono State Park. So that was in 1954. Okay, so looking east, that's the Mountain View Resort. There's a crane out front. They're probably putting more giant water slides sticking out of the building. And then down in here somewhere is Barley Creek Brewing Company. We went there a couple years ago with the kids, and I'll tell you what, food and beer is fine, but outdoors there's like a tiki bar area and baseball fields and cornhole, and the kids got into like a wiffle ball game and everything else. It is, yeah, the one in Tannersville, Barley Creek Brewing, is fantastic, fun for the whole family in those warm summer months. But man, look at this view from up here. Love it. See out the wind gap again. A couple other gaps. Or is that Delaware Water Gap? I gotta look at a map again. Could be Delaware Water Gap. Yeah, looking at my map, that is Delaware Water Gap. That cut in the mountain there where I-80 crosses into New Jersey. So on the left is New Jersey, on the right is Pennsylvania. Mount Mincy thereabouts on the right, Mount Tammany on the left. But that is definitely Water Gap, Delaware Water Gap, because Wind Gap, which we saw earlier, was not as big as this, and it was where we're standing now, it would be way to the right here, out of frame, kind of back around the mountain a little bit. So yeah, definitely Delaware Water Gap right there. So right now we're looking at two states. Another look out here. Just got off the Indian Trail. We're up near the Scenic Drive. So yeah, this is kind of looking north up past Scranton to New York. It's probably those last range of mountains out there. I just saw another deer right by the Cattell cabin. So we found the Cattell cabin. We're gonna go check that out. But I saw another deer walk across. Okay, 6 alive deer, 3 dead deer on this trip. All right, so looking out here, I think obstructed by these trees, but some afternoons you can see a little flash of light there. There's an obelisk at High Point State Park in New Jersey. I'm not seeing anything right now. It is still morning, so maybe the sun's not at the right angle, but that is High Point State Park. There's an obelisk there to mark New Jersey's high point, around 1,800 feet. So we are above that right now. Let me line up here. This, okay. This shape jutting up and to the left is called High Knob, and just to the right, should be in my camera view, it's a little hazy out there, but there should be some M-shaped mountains. Those are the Catskill Mountains in New York. So we are seeing New York right now. Yeah, just a heads up, I love when views have these, so you can tell what you're looking at out there, rather than me trying to line up Google Maps with low reception and all that. All right, there is one on the south side of the lot too. So hey, I was right. Mountain Spring Lake was down there, and straight above that is Wind Gap. And be able to see how much smaller that gap is. That is, you know, we saw Delaware Water Gap definitely over from the east look out there. But that little notch was Wind Gap, because then over here that definitely looked much deeper. As I said, Mount Mincy over here, Mount Tammany over here, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. From the east lookout, we were absolutely seeing Delaware Water Gap. So thank you. Love these signs. Love them. Love them, love them. We need more at overlooks. Okay, so the Cattell cabin is here, built around 1908. This enchanting little house protected friends and strangers if they wished to enjoy its comforts. Its doors were left unlocked as a sign of welcome, said Esther Motz. And here's the cabin. I wonder, in this day and age, if it is still unlocked and open to explore. See some antlers inside. Maybe the deer do live here. Only one way to find out, right? Nope. Not very welcoming anymore. Yeah. Sorry, Esther Motz. All right, so 7 miles of trails up here. I'm exploring a good chunk of them here. This is a little nature trail. It shoots north from the Cattell cabin to Rim Road. This is what I wanted here. Yeah, much better view down here on Rim Road than we have up there at the summit. But yeah, just beyond the Cattell cabin, between there and the fire tower that I saw, that's the peak of Camelback Mountain. So that's where you get your max elevation. So things to do here, you've seen a lot of them, but hiking, hunting, biking, horse riding, and as we're gonna see pretty soon, downhill skiing. All right, so a lot of construction going on, but we snuck down to the Summit House here. Hello. And they've got a nice little deck off the back here. Oh, we can catch one more view. Look at all the snow down there. As we saw coming in, they've got the snow machines working. I see some of the snow blasters up here. Here's a run called Marie's Delight. You see the snow guns. I guess it's snow guns. Seem to have water on them or whatever, but nothing actively blowing here. Here's a lift station. North side of the building here, so the snow is still crunchy up here, but this is the Basilisk run, I guess. I've never skied here. I've only skied once up in Montage back in college, and it was a disaster, although kids are asking about it, so we might try it at some point. But yeah, this right here is a ski run going down. Basilisk goes that way, and I just can't see from here. Something else goes this way. Yeah, you got the lift lines going down. Camelback Resort is down there. Yeah, the whole lower part has the snow made. Look down here at the resort. I don't know if that's a playground or water park, probably. Main resort. It's huge. Camelback, I'm sure you've heard of. There's Kalahari is a big one up here. Mount Airy, and the Great Wolf Lodge, which I can't get away from their YouTube ads. I've called the front desk and asked if I could ride one of their gigantic dire wolves through the forest. They don't seem to actually have them, which is very misleading, but I can't get away from their YouTube ads, and well, you just watch this, so probably you won't be able to either. Sorry. All right, so Big Pocono was really awesome. Great views, 270-degree views. You've got the south, the east, and the north. Just phenomenal. A lot of little trails to do and a lot of interesting features up here. If you like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, ring the bell for more so you know when I drop these videos. On to the last state park in this bundle. We're going to Beltsville State Park next. Got to descend this mountain, so let's go. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you at the next stop.